Today we're going to be doing a chicken chili, perfect recipe for this cold winter day. It actually snowed this morning. We're all friends here. You can call me your brother, Toby. And we'll get started with the chicken chili. We have our ingredients here laid out in front of us. Basically we're going to use 2 cans of kidney beans, 1 green pepper, 4 jalapenos. Got this nice big white onion there. We're going to dice these tomatoes up later. 2 cans of tomato sauce, 1 can of tomato paste. Cheese for garnish later on. And Cholula, which is a very nice Mexican hot sauce. It's going to add a lot of flavor to our dish there. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of olive oil here. We're going to heat it up in this wok style frying pan right here. Season it up with some salt and pepper, some chili seasoning. Alright, so we'll add a little cayenne pepper to this to spice it up a notch. Give it some nice flavor there. Also, chili powder. We'll also add the chili, about half of the chili seasoning that we're going to use in the crock pot later. So just a half a bag of this stuff here, just to give the meat some flavor. Right. What I did is I sliced 1 jalapeno in half. I'm going to go ahead and throw both pieces in there. And this won't take long to cook. You see how it's browning here? It's got all that seasoning in there. It's going to give it a lot of nice flavors here. I wish I could describe to you the smell that I'm smelling right now. It's really, really good. Alright, so next up I chopped some onions over here. We're going to go ahead and throw that in there with the chicken. I'll give it some more flavor. Mix that in there like this. This should be done probably in about 5 to 7 minutes. Just mix that in there with the chicken. Alright. Alright, now what you want to do to get some of the seeds and spice out of those jalapenos is you want to actually crush them. Now you could use this wooden spoon to do that. You just sit there and crush it like that. There you go. Get some of those seeds in there. Give this chicken some spice. I'm a huge fan of spicy food. Most of my cooking will have some sort of kick to it. Alright, so just continue cooking the chicken with the onions until the onions are soft. And what we're going to do is we're going to transfer the onion chicken mixture into the crock pot where we put the rest of our ingredients in. Total time of cooking this, preparation time, probably 15 minutes. The rest is just in the crock pot by itself. Alright, so our chicken with the onions and jalapenos, that's all done. I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side. And we're going to start cutting our vegetables, get ready to put the stuff into the crock pot. Look how nice that looks. Yeah, it's seasoned really nice. We'll put that to the side right here. We'll start cutting our vegetables. We got a white onion here, some jalapenos, green pepper, and some people can buy the canned diced tomatoes. I like to dice them myself, so we got that there. And these are all the vegetables we need to make this chili a success. So we're going to go ahead and chop them up. Alright, we'll start with this green tomato here. What I like to do, if you can see here, we're going to cut off the top of it like that and basically cut around in circles to avoid eating the stem. So we take the stem out and we'll throw it out. And we'll cut like this in thin slices, and then we're going to dice that, and that's what we're going to use to put in the chili here. Green pepper strips. Pretty easy to do, pretty quick. And then we'll cut those up and dice those strips. What you can do is you can group the peppers up in a whole group like this and roll the knife along the cutting board. And that cuts the time in half. Just don't cut yourself. I've done that many times. A very easy way to dice is roll that knife just like this. Put one hand on top and roll it on over, just like that. Alright, so we're going to call this our pepper pile here. We're going to leave that in a small pile there. We're going to do the same thing with the onion right here. We're going to cut it first like this, vertically. And we'll go horizontally. And then we'll group it into that same pile like we did with the peppers, and we're going to roll the knife. Going to dice those onions. Roll the knife. Regrouped it, and roll the knife. Very fast and efficient way to cutting vegetables. Alright, so we'll call that our onion pile. We'll put that next to the peppers there. And tomatoes, we're going to do the same thing. I cut the ends off. I like doing that because they're easier to cut. Put those there. Alright, so we'll dispose of the heads because half the stem is on them. And we're going to dice the tomatoes. But really, you can cut these any way you want. Just group them and roll the knife. I bought Roma tomatoes. I like the Roma tomatoes because they really do have a lot of flavor. I personally think they have a lot more flavor than the beefsteak tomato. They're a little smaller, so you gotta buy a little more of them, but you can't beat the flavor that comes with these. No wonder why the Italians chose them. I'm a huge tomato junkie. You know, I'll take these tomatoes and eat them raw like this. They're just so good. It's really going to add a lot to this chili. So group the tomatoes and roll the knife. Just like this. Roll the knife. This method of cutting vegetables could make a mess, and it does sometimes. Just gotta be careful when you're cutting. So instead of the canned tomatoes, we were able to dice 4 Roma tomatoes. And same flavor will be there. And look at that. In honor of Italy, we have the Italian flag. Red, white, and green. Beautiful. Now we're going to cut the jalapenos a little differently. We'll cut the stems off. And we're going to just cut them straight down the pepper vertically into little round pieces. So we'll just start, and you could also use that method with the knife rolling. Just feed it through the knife and cut. And there we have it. Cut jalapenos. Put that on there with our tomatoes. that on top there. All right. So that's all the cutting we have to do for this recipe, and now basically what we got to do is just put it all in the crock pot and let it simmer. Now it's time to put all the ingredients in our crock pot here. We're going to start off with our Hanover kidney beans here. 1 can. And since we got a lot of company today, 2 cans. Alright, so now what we're going to do is going to take the chicken that we had cooked, and we're going to mix that in there with the beans. The onions and the chicken. Alright. Alright, so mix that in there. We're going to add our vegetables. Now our crock pot may be overflowing today, but I guess that's never a bad thing. The vegetables in there. Mix it in there nice and good. Put a little more in there and we'll save the rest for something else. Alright, the last step in this is to add our tomato sauce. Okay, make sure that soaks in there well. And then the tomato paste. This will thicken our chili. You don't have to use the tomato paste. I like to use it because I like a nice hearty, thick chili. There we go. Alright, so mix all those in there here. And we're going to add some hot sauce. We're going to add the remainder of our chili seasoning. We used half of it for the chicken before, and we're going to use the other half to put in here. So just dump that in there. Mix it in nice. We're going to add more cayenne pepper and more black pepper. And we're going to top it off with some Cholula. So we'll take the cayenne pepper here. Like I said, I love my food spicy, so I'm going to add, I'm not going to go conservative on this today. We're going to make a nice spicy chili, and cayenne pepper will get the job done. Some more black pepper. Ooh, it's getting in my nose. And then we're going to add the Cholula. It'll give it a nice southwest taste to this chili. So that's pretty much it. The hardest part was probably cutting the vegetables and sauteing the chicken, and that's not even close to being hard. So I say we're in good shape, and very easy to make at home. If you got kids, you want to get up early in the morning, you can just throw this in the crock pot. No work to be done when you get home from work. Dinner is served. Just put it on low heat and you're good to go. So this is Toby's chicken chili. You can do this with beef, you can do this with turkey. We like to eat a little healthy around here, lay off the red meat, so I use chicken in mine. Look at that. That is some good stuff. So after all that work, this is the mess we made. It'll take longer to clean up than it took for us to cook this. We're going to walk over here to the crock pot. Like I said, it's about 2 o'clock. We're going to put it on low heat, and we're going to let that simmer in here till about 6 or 7 o'clock. And then a delicious dinner will be served.